it up. It's The Record Machine with your host, Jimmy Howell.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome rock recording artist Rev Jones to the program.
How you doing, Rev?
How are you, man?
Pretty good. Where are you calling from?
Oklahoma.
Nice. What's the weather there today?
I think it's supposed to be pretty nice, or a little warmer today.
Yeah,
we had a cold front come through last week, but I was out on tour, so I kind of missed it, but a little bit.
Yeah, it's about 50 here.
Where you at?
I'm in Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach. I was just in that area.
Oh yeah, whereabouts?
Yeah, we were. Where were we? So we were on the East Coast with Thorogood. We started in Delaware and went down like Roanoke, and then down to where were we? Charlottesville, and then down all through Florida, and then we made it across to Texas, and then now we're off for a week, and then we go back out and do a couple more shows, and then off for a month. So,
Are you from that area?
yeah, I've lived here all my life.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Farm area?
No, I live right by Oklahoma City's got about 3-4 million people, so but I live right by Oklahoma University, so I'm like it's a college town, but basically a mile past my house is farm, I guess,
Pretty cool.
where it starts getting to be bigger houses and lots of land and stuff. So
Cool.
I wouldn't necessarily say farm
Uh-huh.
as much as just people with land,
How's the music scene there?
Oh, it's always been good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We it was like when I was growing up, we had the area like here, like there's a couple places in the bottom of Oklahoma where there was like there's Army base that had killer clubs. So you had all the Dallas bands like Pantera, bands like that, all that we grew up playing with. So there was about 20 clubs that we played in Texas and about 10 that we played here. So
Wow.
Yeah.
How old were you when you picked up your first instrument and started playing?
15.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, within about a year, I already had my first band. We were out playing. It just kind of got stuck at it.
You play multiple instruments too, right?
Yeah. I've always, bass has been my main thing always. But, yeah, I played guitar, piano, mandolin, anything with strings on it, I probably play.
That's pretty cool. Now, I believe every band or artist is influenced by someone, and there's a lot of great bass players throughout time. Who were some of your influences?
Well, Tony Levin's my favorite. Obviously, I mean, he's just kind of that. It's not really, it's not like the awesome licks that he does. It's more of just the placement. Stuff like Peter Gabriel stuff is the best. All the stuff he did with that King Crimson. But hell, even the oddball stuff, like he played on Jesse's Girl, Rick Springfield. And it's funny because I never knew that for a long time, but I always liked the way that there was so much space on the bass that it just went do, dome, boom, pause, boom, boom. It's these big breaks, and it's what makes that riff jump out more whenever they start going into the chorus, the dun dun dun, the driving part. And that's exactly what he does in other songs, leaves that big space, then you fill it in. So, but obviously all the great rock bass players, like Chris Squire, Geddy Lee,
You like Geezer?
McCartney. Oh yeah, McCartney, of course. Jack Bruce. All those guys were just all. I would have to say all of them were influences. Like when I was first starting out, because my band, we were like Iron Maiden, Queensryche type, Priest. So obviously the Steve Harris was in. Like I knew every song, every lick.
Very cool.
So pretty much I've been. I'm more influenced by music. Not necessarily just the bass players. I'm more into the band. So I mean, even somebody like Jim Croce influenced me more, even though I don't do that kind of music. That actually influenced me more than probably any of them.
Great singer-songwriter, right?
Oh yeah.
One of the best of all time.
Oh yeah, that's where I got a lot of that underlying humor in my lyrics too. Whenever I'm writing is from him, because all his songs always have that. Even if it's a love song, there's still this little kind of punchline, a little one line in there that makes you laugh or smile or whatever, that ties the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I always kind of try to do that. If you get too serious with lyrics, and to me it just kind of ruins it sometimes, because if the person's not into what you're, into the political side or the, the movement side of it, then they're probably not going to like it. That's why I always try to keep a little bit of humor. Even if it's something serious, you put a little humor in there, people, they forget about it. Because it's supposed to be. I don't think it's supposed to be life saving with lyrics. I think you're supposed to give somebody an escape when they listen to music.
Right.
It shouldn't be they have to think about the lyrics so much and I got to save the world. It should be more like the release of trying to save the world.
Right. So that's how you approach songwriting, more or less, right?
Yeah.
You try to make a little more fun and all serious all the time.
Oh yeah, and it's because when I grew up listening to music, we used to put the headphones on, have the vinyl, just sit and listen to all the cool stuff going on, and you really didn't. I mean, a lot of songs you really didn't know what the song was about, and I didn't even think about what it was about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're listening to Night at the Opera, Queen, I didn't really think about what is he talking about,
right?
As much as how the words go together and how the song, because the right choice of words. I mean, "Love Me Do," the Beatles. Everybody sings it, everybody knows it, but what does that mean? Nothing.
Right.
Those words sound great together,
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I at the same time I love like the Elton John stuff like that has those killer stories,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't, it was more of the music that kind of, pulls you to the story in a sense to me, I think it's more of that escape. That's why you can listen to music that doesn't really have words that you understand,
Mm-hmm.
Inagata, stuff like that, that riff is so cool and the way that it sounds when he's singing those words, that's pretty, it's pretty cool.
Right. Now, do you believe that politics really don't belong involved in music?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, you can do it if it's whatever that the people are into. I mean, it's like the same difference with if you have satanic lyrics or Christian lyrics or
Mm-hmm.
to me you're kind of pushing it. You're pushing people away.
Right.
If they don't want to hear it. But same time, I've seen. All the bands like Slayer. I've seen a million times. I love Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Stryper tons of times.
Right.
They're not. It's to me. That's why I say more. It's more of the the music and how it's done. I mean, we used to my old band. We'd sit around playing covers and we'd be playing Stryper songs. None of us being like Christians more to say.
Right.
But we'd still do it. I don't, it ain't gonna bother me. Then turn around and do a Merciful Fate song.
Awesome.
Where you're probably gonna go to hell just for singing the words.
Right.
That but it's I don't really like it. But I mean, we also in my early bands played like Megadeth and songs like that were very political.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't seem it at the time, but thinking about it now, they were very much political and kind of rebelling against the man kind of thing. But I don't really buy into all of it. Every man for himself,
Right. I kind of noticed over the last couple of years though that it seems like politics are playing like a bigger part in everyone's lives now. It seems like more people are getting divided over that than anything.
Yeah, I know, and I don't really have it. I vote for Homer Simpson every time.
Don't.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can't get mad at him. I mean, that's what all the rumor spreading that maybe The Rock will run. So
right.
I'd vote for him. I'd vote for him because at least he would be standing there. Everybody be scared and he'd whip your ass.
Right.
And,
lay the smack down on you.
Yeah, and then and he's funny.
Right.
And he's one of those guys that, well, if he did something wrong, at least, he's an actor. It's okay.
Right.
When a politician does something wrong, everybody's like, oh my God, well, that's what they do. They're politicians,
Exactly.
I mean, they spend billions of dollars to get a job that doesn't even pay $1 million.
I know.
I mean,
that's nuts.
I'm totally, I don't really care about all that,
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I've always hated about the politic parties whenever artists, that are like big artists, they start telling you how to vote, like when Bono tells you how to vote.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you like his song, you're going to listen to him and take his advice to vote. That's pretty stupid in my eyes, I mean, not saying that his vote's bad, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's like, who are you to tell me?
Yeah. Oh, because you like J-Lo, you're going to vote for who she votes for? Yeah, come on.
Nope.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid,
Yeah. You've recorded and toured with Steelheart, Michael Schenker, and Leslie Weston Mountain. Any cool stories to share about those experiences?
Way too many to tell you today. No, I mean, I've been fortunate on. I've recorded with a bunch of great, especially great guitar players. Paul Gilbert, George Lynch, Leslie, of course. Michael Schenker. They're all such great players. I mean, it kind of, the only bad thing about those things is whenever I go to just jam with a normal, band of musicians, it almost like, God, really? That's what I get. I mean, that's the solo you're going to give. It's like I've been ruined, I guess. Because I've had so many. Got to play with so many great players. It's great singers too. I mean, Jeff Martin from Racer X. Millie. I mean, and Leslie West. I mean, he was the one of the most amazing singers I ever played with ever. Yeah, but all those guys, they. I got so used to playing with them that now it's when I get up to jam with people, sometimes it's like, whoo, you get spoiled, I guess is the word,
Yeah.
But they were all, it was great playing with all of them. Leslie was awesome. We were going to start working on which was going to be his last album. So we ended up actually turning it into a tribute album. Got a bunch of different artists, and me and Bobby Rondinelli, we did all the same. Basically, it was the same songs because it was going to be Leslie redoing, hits from Mountain and West Bruce Lang and his solo stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we had already kind of plotted out the songs. So after he passed away, we decided to, call and get some guest artists and, just go ahead and do the album. And we got like Slash and Zakk Wylde. I think that song's already been released.
Very cool.
Blood of the Sun. But it comes out in March.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be a cool album. But yeah, Leslie was great.
Yeah, I remember hearing him. He used to do the Howard Stern show all the time.
Oh yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to listen to Stern, and I remember Leslie being on there all the time, and he was great. Yeah,
he's the character. It's just, I mean, there is no character there. That's just him. I mean, it's so funny because just some of the stuff, so the way he acts, so he, because he had diabetes, so his blood sugar would get real weird. So when he come off stage, it doesn't matter who he sees, he's going to yell at you.
Mm-hmm.
You did something wrong. Even if you didn't do something wrong, he's going to find something right. So we're playing this one night. We played like 2 nights at BB King's in New York. And so right in the middle of my bass solo, I turn around and hit my delay pedal, and I'm playing. So we come walking off stage, and he starts yelling at me. You were doing your solo, and you lost them. You turned around, and it was stupid. You lost the whole crowd. He starts yelling at me because I turned my delay pedal off,
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I know he's just saying that because I was the first person he's seen,
Mm-hmm.
So the next night, when it come to that part, I did this big spinning pirouette thing to hit my pedal and looked at him,
Mm-hmm.
Holding this bow pose, and he was looking straight at me and didn't even break a face because he doesn't even know why I did it. He doesn't even remember that he said it the night before.
That's funny.
Like, really? But yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, he passed away last year, right?
Yeah, a year ago. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he was great. He had some really great songs, and he had some great stories. Like I said, when he was on the The Stern Show. He used to do that show a lot. I don't know if he did it in the last couple of years because I haven't been listening, but I remember back in the day he did.
Yeah, he only did. He did it a couple of times in the last 5-10 years. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we used to listen to it before I ever knew him. We used to get, even being here, kind of before it was really syndicated.
Right.
We used to get my buddy would that lived in Manhattan, so he would always send us videos, all the video shows that were on, and recordings of all the shows, and he'd always send them to us because there was no other way to get them,
Right.
And yeah, I used to hear Leslie on there, him and Sam Kinison all the time together, and which is funny because they were both just as funny in that crazy sense,
Right. Definitely. You got a brand new album in the key of Z available on Dark Star Records. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. It's my second solo album. I'd set out to do it in the same time period anyway, but the quarantine happened, and so it put a little kick in me, like, all right, let's get it. So I started writing the songs, and kind of pieced it together somewhat. And it's kind of in a sense, there's some songs that are kind of related to the whole COVID quarantine and how people are, how people act and stuff, the conspiracy theory songs and stuff. But it just everything kind of fell in place. I did it all here in my house except for the drums. Flew out to Cali and had Jeff Martin do all the drum tracks, and then I sent after the songs were recorded and everything, I tracked down a bunch of my musician friends and had them play some solos on it. So I did everything except the guitar solos.
Very cool.
I got some cool guys. Russ Parrish from Steel Panther, Satchel, he played on it. Bill from Firehouse, Ira Black, Jack Frost, Rowan Robertson used to play with Dio. Robbie Lochner he used to play with Fight, and plays with Jack Russell now. A few others. It came out I was very happy with it.
Nice.
So,
I listened to it. I think it's great.
Yeah. Thanks.
This podcast is going to feature two tracks from that album, Life in the Key of Z and Lollygagging. What's the story behind each song?
Well, Life in the Key of Z is kind of my outlook of how music is now. It's like everything's take somebody that can't sing, they tune it up, you can't really play, it's okay. They just kind of piece the songs, and so mechanical. It's not like how music used to be, So there's obviously no key of Z. So that's how I look at it whenever I hear music that is like that. It's like, oh, it's in the key of Z, because it's very non-organic, I guess. You can take a bunch of kids that appear to be a good band because they're 15 years old. You take them in the studio. That's fine. You fix all the mistakes, and as long as that song's catchy, they're going to be the next big thing. So that's kind of the story behind it. It's more funny when you read the lyrics.
Right.
And then Lollygagging. So ever since I heard the word lollygagging, which is from Blazing Saddles, where
right.
he comes in and you're lollygagging around here like it's 120 degrees, So I always wanted to write a song about, at least using the word, or incorporating it as the whole thing. And then I thought, well, there you go. I'll just write a whole song about being lazy, laying around on the couch, working out by flipping through channels,
Right.
So that's the premise behind that, which I do have a video out for it right now, which is filled with all the same humor. Mm-hmm. So everybody needs to go check it out.
Yeah, I've seen that on. It's on YouTube, right?
Yeah. And somehow, amazingly, the numbers have been dropping down. So like it was up at 92,000, and I really don't. I haven't found out what the purpose of this or what is actually happening, because I've seen it on 10 other videos of other people I know that right now it's coming up on a pay time, and everybody's videos are dropping on the numbers of views.
Wow.
And it's almost like they're going, oh, well, let's drop that back can we pay? Okay, mine was at 92,000. I had another friend that was at 150, and both of them are back down, lower than those numbers.
That's crazy.
And mine's been stuck at the same number for 2 weeks now. So it's it's another way of bashing at the income of a musician.
That's crazy. Now, do you ever post on Vivo too, or just YouTube?
Now, I did it through the record company. So
okay.
The label posted it, but normally I post everywhere. But they posted it in one position, that way they could track all the views. But it's the man trying to get that 12 cents back.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
I know that's the whole. I mean, I don't care, because I'd rather put music out for people to hear, and as long as I can make a living. But it's so bad that they've convinced everybody that Spotify is the way to go. And somebody gets 3 million streams on Spotify, and it's like $120. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
because you could sell 100 copies of your album and make the same amount.
Yeah.
So the difference between 3 million and 100, somebody's, a lot of people are getting it bad.
Sounds like it.
But I'd rather just put it out. They're going to get you one way or the other. In the old days, they'd get you because, we spent $400,000 on your video. So now we're not going to pay you. It's like every time they fix some kind of problem like that in the record business, something else comes up. So.
Oh, I'm sure. You've worked with a lot of cool people over the years. Is there anybody out there that you'd like to work with that you haven't yet?
Lady Gaga.
Really? That's interesting.
I mean, she's awesome. She's probably one of the best singers out there. I mean, somebody like that would be kind of cool. But I mean, I enjoy playing with whoever it may be. It could be a country band, it could be a polka band. I approach them all exactly the same, and I just I'm me with no matter which artist. So and I've been fortunate to work with a bunch of killer ones, and plus I played with doing jams and stuff, and joining people on stage. I played with so many other artists in a wider range that I've been pretty satisfied with it. I mean, if I could go back and I'd love to play with Tom Jones, just to be on stage next to the Voice. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Somebody like that would be killer, but there's nobody. I don't have a bucket list. I mean, it'd be awesome to. I mean, more so to sit and jam with Elton John or something at his piano. Not really on stage. But I don't really have a bucket list of who I need to play with.
Gotcha. Are you working on any other projects besides the Rev Jones stuff?
So I played on a couple other things. There's a band called Vontae I wrote some songs with, and it's going to be on Dark Star. I think it should be out in the next few months. Blah, 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 blah. A couple of other, like I played on a track with Rowan Robertson, and just some other things that are kind of in the works here and there. Jeff Martin, who the singer for Racer X, we also played drums on my album. He has a new project, and I sang did some dual vocals with him on a couple of things, and that's about it on the recording part. There is talk of a Tony Martin tour in America this year, because he's on the same label. And if that comes through, I'm going to play bass on the tour.
Wow, nice.
But I think that kind of all is within the COVID stance right now. It depends on what happens, because Tony's in he lives in the UK, so
right.
I think they're kind of waiting it out for the next few months to see, and if it gets better, then he'll book something. But I have been asked to do that one, so that'll be cool.
Awesome. Do you have a website you'd like to promote?
RevJones.com. Everything's on there. All all the social media links are all on there, so that's the best route.
Mm-hmm. I also noticed that you offer bass lessons on there as well, too, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Especially right now, since I'm down on, because I work for George Thorogood as well, part of the time as his guitar tech when I play guitar off stage on a few songs, and right now we're about to be at a month off, so a month and a half off. So yep, I'm starting to take students as well. So there's a link on there you can write to me and share my stuff.
Very cool. Is there anything you'd like to mention that we didn't talk about today?
That's about it. Just the new album, In the Key of Z, the new video, Lollygagging. Everybody needs to go right now and watch it. I'm also up for Bass Master on the Banger Music Awards, which you can go to my site and click on that link as well. I think that there's another month and a half of voting. So, and which is cool because I've never been nominated for anything like that.
Awesome.
Because I don't think I'm good enough.
Yeah, I think you are.
No, I'm sarcastic.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool. Well, Rev, I want to thank you so much for chatting with me today, and I want to wish you the best of luck with that new album, and hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
You too, man. Appreciate having me on there.
All right, man. You take care. Let's stay in touch, all right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, man.
All right, man. Take
Bye-bye.
care. See ya.
Don't bother me 'cause I'm lazy, and I love lollygagging around. I bet you're wondering why I don't have a normal job, which I did have one not long ago, but they tried to make me work outside. I was sitting down drinking some water when the boss yelled, "What the hell?" He said, "You act like it's 120 degrees. It couldn't be more than 112. He said that I was too lazy, just a waste of life. I kinda think he's crazy, but well, he's right, 'cause I'm lazy, lollygagging around. Don't make me work, I'll go crazy from lollygagging around." show you how, 'cause I'm lazy.